Welcome to the U.S. Military Test Prep channel by Study.com. My name is Eric, Marine Corps veteran, and I'm an ASVAB test prep expert. In today's video, we'll practice computing the area and circumference of circles. We'll also work on determining the radius and diameter when we're given the area or the circumference. This will help you prepare for the Mathematics Knowledge exam, which is one of the subject-specific sections of the ASVAB. Let's take a look at our first problem.
What is the area of the circle? 12 pi inches squared, 24 pi inches squared, 36 pi inches squared, or 144 pi inches squared? Let's just review a little bit of terminology to get ourselves in the right headspace. So we recall area of a shape is this space inside here. So we're trying to calculate the area of this circle. So to do that, the formula for area of a circle equals pi r squared. All right, so let's just review what some of these terms mean. So the radius is the measurement or the distance from the center of a circle out to this bounding circumference. So any point on this circle from the center will be 6 inches. And let's just take a second to review what pi is, because we'll see this a lot when we're dealing with circles. Pi is a mathematical constant which represents the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. A mathematical constant in this situation is a symbol which represents a value that does not change. It'll always be the same. Interestingly, when you divide a circle's circumference by its diameter, you always get approximately 3.14, or pi. The numbers after the decimal place go on forever without ever entering any kind of repeating pattern, so it's much more convenient to use the symbol pi when calculating area or circumference of a circle. All right, so knowing that we already have the radius measurement of this circle, it's right here, 6 inches, we really have all the information we need to solve this problem. So if the area equals pi times the radius, which we know is 6 squared, all we need to do is find 6 squared, so the area is 36 times pi inches squared. So the answer is C, 36 pi inches squared. Great job. What is the length of the radius of a circle with area of 81 pi meters squared? 9 meters, 12 meters, 18 meters, or 36 meters? Okay, in this problem, we're not provided an image to work off of, so I think it's always helpful to start by drawing out the shape, and let's label what we have so we know what we're doing. So we've got a circle here, and we know that the area of that circle equals 81 pi meters squared. All right, and what we're looking for is the radius, which we'll recall is the distance from the center point out to the bounding circumference edge here. So this is r, and we're not sure what r equals yet. That's what we're trying to solve for. Now we recall that the formula for the area of any circle is pi times the radius squared. So now let's fill in the parts we know. If we have the area is 81 pi meters squared, and that's equivalent to pi r squared. Okay, I think we're kind of getting somewhere here. So we can divide both sides by pi, and that's going to cancel these out. So now we know that 81 meters squared is equal to the radius squared. So if we want the radius, all we have to do is find the square root, and that's going to give us 9 meters is equal to r, or the radius. So the radius of our circle is A, 9 meters. Great job. The circumference of a circle is 32 pi inches. What is the length of the radius of the circle? 4 inches, 10 inches, 16 inches, or 20 inches? All right, let's start by drawing out our shape. We've got our circle here. And we know that the circumference of the circle is equal to 32 pi inches. And we're looking for the radius, which we'll recall is the distance from the center point out to this bounding circumference here. So we'll label this is our radius. And we don't know what that is. We're looking for that right now. So let's recall the formula for the circumference of a circle is 2 times the radius times pi. So let's fill in the parts we know. We know we have the circumference is 32 pi inches is equal to 2 times the radius times pi. Well, if we divide both sides by 2 pi, then our pi's cancel out there. Our 2's will cancel out on this side, and 32 divided by 2 equals 16 inches is our radius. So our radius of this circle is C, 16 inches. Great job. What is the length of the diameter of a circle with a circumference of 24 pi centimeters? 6 centimeters, 12 centimeters, 18 centimeters, or 24 centimeters? All right, so once again, since we don't have the picture, we're going to go ahead and draw out our figure, our circle here, and we're going to start to sort out what we know. So we know that the circumference is equal to 24 pi centimeters. And we've been working with radius a lot, which we know is the distance from the center point out to this bounding circumference here. But that's not what we're looking for this time. This time we're looking for diameter. So diameter is equal to 2 times the radius. So the diameter is basically, if we drew a line all the way across like that, that's the distance of the diameter. So if we took this radius times 2, or radius plus radius, that's going to equal our diameter. So that's what we're looking for in this situation. So let's recall our formula for circumference equals 2 pi r. Well, that looks kind of familiar, so it's almost like the circumference is sort of like saying pi times the diameter. Okay, great, we're getting somewhere. So let's fill in what we know. We have the circumference, 24 pi centimeters, is equal to our diameter times pi. Well, it seems to me we could just divide both sides by pi, and that's going to cancel that out there. So now what we have is 24 centimeters equals the diameter. So our answer is D, 24 centimeters.
Okay, that's the rundown on computing the area and circumference of a circle, as well as determining the radius or diameter when you're given the area or circumference. To recap, remember to read the entire question and consider what information you're being given to solve the problem. After that, try to draw out the shape when the diagram is not provided. This can really help you to visualize the problem. The Study.com ASVAB course includes more information about what each subtest covers. The question content is similar to what you'll see on the ASVAB, and practice test scoring will be broken down by subtest for line score calculations. That can really help you see where you stand. If this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up. Drop a comment with any questions or topics that you'd like us to cover, and don't forget to subscribe for more U.S. military test prep content. I'll see you in the next video. You've got this.